So I wanted to film today about this pervading sense of stuckness, loneliness, and disconnection that's arising for a lot of people. A lot of people are feeling this. Energetically, waking up, coming into contact with your true nature, coming into alignment with the integration of the being that you are and the human simultaneously that arises in conjunction with that being is a very profound process and a drastic shift in identity that should not and is not taken lightly by people going through this path. And the fundamental core of who you are is shifting because the egoic patterns, the personality-based navigational role is not only deconstructing, it's becoming very fine, very thin. You know, people always talk about the veil lifting. I mean, the veil lifting just basically means that a conscious, awake presence is emerging out of the eyes, the being of the body, right? So vibrationally and energetically, the physical system takes on a completely different cellular makeup. Like, legitimately, the whole body changes. There's a lot of schools of or teachings that talk about that. That's not necessarily what this channel is about, but it's a shift in not just personality, but in the nervous system, okay, in the hormonal structures, in the blood, in the oxygen. So it's not to be taken lightly, and that is why I've dedicated the last 10 years of my life to consciousness and to studying consciousness, to understanding consciousness, understanding transcendent states of awareness, non-duality, of course, being one of them. So linking real quickly back to the sense that people are feeling of stuckness, disconnection, alienation, in one way we're looking at these really difficult because when you're awake and aware and you drop in vibration or drop energetically, let's say, to old personality-based functioning, it is extraordinarily painful to an awake consciousness to operate in a fear-based dynamic, locked in personal gain. That is the mental realm, the mental structure. Okay, that's the whole law of attraction, positive thinking, world where people are, quote unquote, manifesting their dream life through their thoughts. Like, that's a very heavy thing to have to do and to be bound to that realm of cause and effect. It's very heavy. Non-duality, full on in the heart. You're in the heart. It's a heart awakening. It's an energetic heart awakening. Period. That is what non-duality is. You are coming into contact with the interconnectedness of all of life, of consciousness itself. So when these episodes hit and the dark is beyond even shadow work, I mean, when you're in the thick of like very, very stuck, powerless, imprisoned energies, the reason that it's so painful and so difficult and there's no way out is because what's happened is the consciousness is going back down to personality, back down to ego. I like ego as personality better because I think there's so much negative connotation to ego. The personality, for clarity's sake, is the programmed perception. Okay, that's been learned for survival. And it's what all of our media, all of our news, the majority of our society operates on, right? So every time you come into contact with the world, you're coming into contact with that level of awareness. So here you are, awake and aware, this clean, crystalline being, this presence, coming into contact with very dense, very heavy thought forms, okay? And what happens? Emotional states like anger, frustration, stuckness, powerlessness, the whole mental machine, got to get somewhere, got to get to the next level. I'm not good enough. This isn't good enough. I'm nothing. Yes, in essence, you are nothing, but you have to realize that from the core of the divinity of your essence, right? But first, what happens? The whole self-worth thing comes up. The whole self-worth questioning of the personality, the deconstruction of the whole perception of deriving your value from what you do, right? You are valuable just because you breathe, just because you're being itself in a physical body. There's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to say, nothing you need to become to have value, right? And that's what programmed perception is. It's the belief that you have to do something and be something in order to be worthy of your own divinity, of your own being that you already are. So this video, I think it's super, super important in these times right now. And I'm so passionate about this because these states are gonna get more difficult. They're not gonna get easier. If you're coming back to operating based on mental dynamics and these old outdated programs, it is going to be extraordinarily, mark my words, extraordinarily painful for you. And the way home is your heart, your physical beating heart, the essence of your being. Okay? Let me repeat that. The way home is the truth of your being, your heart. So it's not about you getting out of where you are, getting a better living situation, getting a better partner, becoming a more functional personality, becoming more healthy, more beautiful, more put together, more successful, more financial. That is why you are suffering. That is why you are suffering, because the seeking is painful now. Painful. Okay? So don't go back to those old ways, those old patterns of functioning. That's not who you are. How can you recognize your being, your truth, and cheat yourself like that? And walk back down that path of lies. That's gonna hurt, people. It's gonna hurt. So if you're stuck and you're feeling disconnected, that's a huge sign for you. Huge sign for you that you're walking backwards. You're not here now. You're not in contact with the truth of your being. So I really, really need to drive this home today because it's time to get real. Basically, it's time to get real, and it's time to stop. It's time to stop, people. Okay? So I know I'll see you on the trail soon, but just had to break through some BS today that I think is pulling a lot of people down and really just creating a lot of mystifications and delusions, and that's not what you're about. That's not what your being is about. That's not what your path is about. That's not what your truth is about. Right? So anytime you think you're not enough, you don't have enough, and you need to be putting out more, doing more, it's a lie. It's not true. It's not true. Connect to your heart. You're not lonely. You're not disconnected. You are all of life. And the heart is the path to remember that. I mean, seriously, when was the last time you felt your heartbeat? Feel it right now. Turn this video off and feel your heart. Find this stuff out for yourself, because I'll tell you that this wisdom today, it comes at a price. It comes at a price, and the price is having the damn experience, living the life, living your life, being at the front seat, being front and center with your life. Okay? So, hope you have a beautiful week. I will see you on the trails and take good care. Bye bye.